The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The Health Department says that 2020 funds flagged by the Commission on Audit have been utilized by the agency this year. Greg Gregorio now joins us live from Mandaluyong City to give us more details on this. Greg, good afternoon. Do we have any other updates on the other deficiencies in the budget of the DOH?
Just according to Health Undersecretary Leopoldo Vega, who also serves as the Chief of Staff of the Department, the recent audit report issued by the Commission on Audit is still not final, and they are given enough time to comply with the deficiencies flagged by the COA. Vega, as an example, Vega said the funds for the SRA's hazard pay for healthcare workers have been downloaded to regional offices for them to be distributed to validated lists of healthcare workers who are entitled for the SRAs and hazard pays and other benefit for them serving as for them directly serving to COVID-19 patients. Aside from this, Vega said they are confident that they will be able to comply with all the necessary compliance or the documentary deficiencies that the Commission on Audit has flagged and need to be addressed within 60 days. Charles?
Talking about flags, Greg, will the Health Department push through with the purchase of 4 laptops said to be worth 700,000 pesos? How did that pan out?
Charles, according to Undersecretary Vega, the procurement for the 700 peso worth of 4 laptops has been put on hold because of the ongoing marketing study. Vega said they will issue additional information once the procedures will progress. Charles?
Right, on to health now, Greg. Did the Department of Health provide any information on the first Lambda variant that's been detected here in the Philippines? What details do we have?
Charles, according to Health Undersecretary Maria Rosado Vergeire, our first Lambda case has been detected from Region 6. It was a 35-year-old female who apparently is also a pregnant woman. Vergeire said they are currently considering that probably this is a local case, as the individual has been detected in a clustering of cases in the region. Vergeire, however, clarified that the individual was detected positive with COVID-19 back in July 22, and contact tracing has been conducted. The individual has been tagged as recovered, but the agency will be revalidating and conduct retest for the individual. Contact tracing is also ongoing, and they're also collecting samples in the area for them to be subjected to the whole genome sequencing. Vergeire also emphasized that the Lambda variant is currently designated by the World Health Organization as variant of interest, unlike the Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta variants, which are considered as variants of concern. Thus, the VOIs are classified or characterized as less severe against these 4 variants of concern. Charles?
Right, Greg, we are we're well into the second week of the latest lockdown here in the capital. Is the Department of Health seeing a downtrend in cases anytime soon?
Charles Vergeire said we are still seeing a continuous increase in the number of cases. Vergeire even said that we might expect continuous increase in the coming days. Vergeire also said that we may only see a decreasing number of COVID-19 cases 2 to 3 weeks after we have ended the hard lockdown or the implementation of enhanced community quarantine in various areas in the country. Charles?
Right, I have a couple of questions about booster shots, Greg. First is, are booster shots finally going to be considered allowed here in the Philippines? And secondly, is the government prepared to provide some indemnity for those who might experience some adverse effects due to these booster shots?
Charles Vergeire pointed out earlier during the media forum that booster shot is still not recommended here in the Philippines, and getting booster shot will still be considered as violation of our current protocols. But if someone take the step of getting another shot of COVID-19 vaccines despite being fully vaccinated, the government will still take care of these individuals. But if they will experience any adverse effects from getting their booster shot, Vergeire clarified that before they may be qualified for the indemnity fund or indemnification fund, their adverse event must be evaluated by the National Adverse Events Following Immunization Committee as having a direct causality to the vaccines, because direct causality to the vaccines is part of the criteria for the PhilHealth to provide the indemnity fund for claimants. According to criteria, those people who have been hospitalized because of anaphylaxis or suffered permanent disability or death due to COVID-19 vaccines are the only ones qualified for the indemnity fund. Charles?
Hi, Greg. Let's shift over to Cebu for a minute. I understand that PUV drivers are being required by the Cebu local government to use air purifiers. What did the health department have to say about this?
Charles Vergeire reiterated the earlier recommendation of the Department of Health against the use of these air purifiers. Vergeire highlighted that that using air purifiers does not give a protection or protection against COVID-19. Thus, Vergeire said, using such may only give false security to individuals and may lead to complacency and might put people at risk to the transmission or to the infection because of the use of this without having enough evidence. Charles?
Thanks for that. Once again, that was Greg Gregorio reporting live from Mandaluyong City. The Octa Research Group reports a continuous uptick in COVID-19 infections across Metro Manila. Octa noted that average new cases in NCR over the past week reached more than 3,200. That is a 51% increase from the previous week. Navotas, Makati, and Pateros topped the list of LGUs in the capital based on the average daily attack rate, or ADAR. The 3 LGUs and 9 more cities are at critical level, and the ADAR refers to the number of new cases over a 2-week period divided by the population in that area. PhilHealth reiterates that COVID-19 patients admitted in makeshift emergency rooms are covered by its health insurance. The state insurer said that full payment shall be given to patients staying in ERs or within hospital premises, provided that they stay in the hospital for at least 1 day. PhilHealth beneficiaries admitted in tents within the hospital compound in areas classified as high risk have been compensable since March of this year. COVID-19 cases in various parts of the country, especially in Metro Manila, continue to overwhelm healthcare facilities. We'll have more stories after a quick break. Keep it here. still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The threat of the Delta COVID-19 variant could delay Thailand's planned reopening of their tourism in October. Let's watch this Bloomberg Quick Take.
Thailand has been grappling with a relentless surge of COVID-19 infections since April. Like many of its Southeast Asian peers, the country is struggling to contain the spread of the highly infectious Delta variant, which also led to spikes in hospitalizations amid a very low vaccination rate. Only about 6.5% of the population in Thailand have been fully inoculated. The country's weekly infections have surpassed 100,000 cases in August, and the cumulative cases stand at more than 800,000. And at this pace, if the situation doesn't improve, Thailand could reach 1 million total cases before the end of this month. Protesters who are frustrated with the handling of the outbreak and vaccination have been staging weekly demonstrations to demand the government's resignation. But they have been met with rubber bullets, tear gas, and water cannons from authorities who have said that they need to disperse protesters who are ignoring a ban on large gatherings and a nighttime curfew that have been imposed since last month as part of the government's containment measures. At the moment, 29 out of 77 provinces in Thailand are under a quasi-lockdown. These regions are home to more than 40% of the population, and they make up more than 3/4 of the economy. There are restrictions on interprovincial travel, people are advised to stay at home, and only essential businesses are allowed to open. There's a lot of pressure for the government to contain this outbreak quickly. The economy has been hit hard by the outbreak and the recent curbs, and if this wave of infections prolongs, it could derail the government's plan to reopen the country for tourism in October.
Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. MMDA Chairman Benhur Abalos said over 10 million COVID-19 shots have been administered across NCR, with some 4 million residents fully immunized already. Abalos explained that some LGUs have given the first dose to over 100% of their target populations because they had also jabbed non-resident workers. The Foreign Affairs Department reported that at least 32 Filipinos have been evacuated from Afghanistan, which has been taken over by the Taliban. DFA Assistant Secretary Ed Meñez said less than 130 Filipinos remain in the Central Asian country, with 19 scheduled to leave immediately. And the Makabayan bloc of the House of Representatives filed a resolution urging the Commission on Elections to extend voters' registration. The lawmakers said registration should be extended for a month until October 31 to, quote, deter massive voter disenfranchisement amid the pandemic. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Do visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for our free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.